Vent is what I call one of my ranting songs. And what I mean by that is when I have a lot of lines, stanzas in songs that don't seem to make any sense, it's because I'm taking from different situations that I've experienced and I'm putting them into one. And it's just a clusterfuck of whatever it is that I'm feeling. So I remember when we were doing, I was in class and I was listening to Don't Stop the Music by Rihanna, and I said to myself, well, if you can't stop the music, can you turn it down? And I was like, wow. So we can refrain from blowing both my eardrums out. So it started from there, and then it started from me talking about how I view life and how I'm miserable outside of music, and how my mother was going to try to commit me from popping pills, and you know, how people are insecure about their gift when they come in contact with me, and you know, how when you're speaking things over people, be careful because you could, you know, you're speaking death over them. You might as well kill him now so he doesn't have to experience what you're talking about. Like, it's just so many things going on in that song that I felt I needed to just get out. And then at the end, I'm just like, well, if you can't stop the music, then I'll just leave so I can think clearly. Trip and Fall is the closing of the project. It's very dark and it's very morbid. And again, this is another ranting song. When I speak about, like, woke up and outside I went this morning, to my surprise I saw a blue jay coughing. I was using that as a reference to the bird flu that had just started the whole epidemic, and how I was laying in bed with someone one night and heard something screaming, "Get me out of here!" Like, and I heard myself say that, and the chorus is basically, this is how my mind is, and it's just never gonna get better. Like, and then the second verse, when I say, call me ungrateful for wanting a refund for something I didn't pay for, would I be spitting in God's face if I asked Jesus for the receipt? That was a reference to me not feeling I was responsible enough to handle this thing called free will. I wanted to become a robot because I want to please God, you know, and I know that we have tendencies to, you know, stumble and make mistakes and things like that, but I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted him to take over completely and there not be any desire in my body other than to just do what he wants me to do. And then when I say, here I am molesting another innocent sinner, that is a reference to the song Bar, when I'm saying how I want to make the situation better, but I end up making it worse. I realized I was repeating that situation, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope my church doesn't find out about this, or anybody that, you know, knew about it before or whatever. Like, I just hope that this doesn't get me into any trouble, you know, because my intentions are I want to help, but you know. And in the bridge, I'm saying I'm still slinging shots into my past. I'm still fighting myself, but I need to catch my breath. That was a reference to David and Goliath. And I'm still slinging shots into my past, which there's nothing I can do about my past, but it's still a giant in my life because I haven't gotten over it yet. And where is the kaleidoscope to tell me it'll be all right? There's a song on Khalees's first album called In the Morning, and in the bridge she's saying it's okay, and I remember one day I was listening to that and I just broke down crying because I felt like it wasn't going to be okay, and just hearing that, it made me feel like okay. So I was wondering, like, where is this kaleidoscope to make everything all right? And Private Unknown, please come into the light, you know. yeah, just unknown things that are in my mind, and I just need to see them a little bit more clearly. And so that is that was me as a teenager. I wasn't happy. You know, people try to make it seem like, well, because you're talented or because you have this or because you have that, then you don't have a right to be depressed. And I think about Phyllis Hyman, and I think about Brian Slade and all the things they had to go through. And these are immaculately talented people, but they suffered some really like detrimental hardships, and some of them aren't even here to tell their story because life was just too hard. And I felt I identify with them so much. And I look at this album and I look at it as an old photograph of myself, and you know, just to show people how I've grown from there until now. And you know, and it was making me a little uncomfortable mixing it, you know, hearing certain lines over and over and over, you know, having to mix victim, you know, that was very embarrassing for me, but it was also a relief. Even though I don't listen to the song, it's something that I need to get off my chest. And then, you know, listening to this album, you know, in certain cases I do feel like I'm telling on myself, or, you know, I'm revealing too much, you know, but this is just a grain of salt compared to what is to come. So, yeah. So, I hope everyone enjoys 80's Baby, and I hope you take something away from it that helps you grow, that helps you see things in a different light, that encourages you, that inspires you. You know, I'm just giving you another piece of, you know, what's going on up in my mind. You know, the only things that I can make sense of that go on in my head is filtered through music. Anything else, it doesn't really seem to be as effective. So I just hope that I can help in any way, you know, just doing what I know. So thank you, and enjoy.